All right, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about some bad news. It looks like the fight between Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson may not be happening at all because Oscar Valdez is scared. Let's talk about that in this video. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. You know the saying, when something sounds too good to be true, it very likely is too good to be true. And that may very well be the case with a tremendous fight at 130 pounds that we were told was going to happen. Before I get into the subject matter of that though, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can get notified of all videos. And also make sure if you are a betting guy for the Super Bowl to go to busr.ag/Fanon and wager there. And if you bet $1 on the Super Bowl, you will be entered into something contest that may get you $10,000. So make sure you guys go over there and do that before you get to the Super Bowl and use the promotional code Fanon. All right, now let's get into this. Shakur Stevenson was interviewed by Ellie Sethback on his channel. It came out yesterday, and he was talking about the fight between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez that is rumored to be taking place, right? Now, this is not just some small rumor. This is stuff that has been reported by ESPN. Shakur Stevenson talked about it. I do believe I've heard Bob Arum talk about it. The only person that I had not heard talk about it was Oscar Valdez. And so Oscar Valdez is the WBC 130-pound champion. Shakur Stevenson is the WBO 30-pound champion. And so a fight between the two of them would be a unification fight. Both of them are some of the top fighters in boxing. Oscar Valdez is a very, very good fighter. Shakur Stevenson, I think, could be a generational type of fighter. They were both champions at 126 pounds at the same time. Now they're champions at 140 pounds. They both fight for top rank promotions. They both fight on ESPN. So this is a no-brainer fight. No-brainer fight for the two of these guys to have a unification match. So when the news came out that these guys were going to fight, I was surprised because I was like, looking at the fight itself, I think to myself, well, you know, it's a good fight, but at the same time, let's not be fooled as in, you know, what is going to happen in this fight. Shakur Stevenson is going to beat Oscar Valdez, in my opinion, right? Now, some people may say that I'm going to make an in-film adjustment. Sorry about that. Some people may say that, you know, I'm being biased because I like Shakur Stevenson. I'm looking at the skill set between these two guys. And for me, Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson is almost tailor-made for Shakur Stevenson. He's a come-forward fighter who, I mean, he can box too now. I believe Oscar Valdez was an Olympian. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but Shakur Stevenson is a Olympic medalist. I just think that Shakur Stevenson is just a different level fighter than Oscar Valdez. So when they said this fight was going to get made, I was like, man, that almost sounds too good to be true. But now Shakur Stevenson in this interview with Ellie Sethback is actually saying, nah, man, the fight's not done. Oscar Valdez has not signed the contract yet. We're waiting to hear from him. He's not responded. I'm not sure whether or not he's going to do it. He said that he hopes that Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez would talk to Oscar Valdez and convince Oscar Valdez to take the fight. Shakur Stevenson, for his part, said, please, Oscar Valdez, please take this fight. You know, it'll be champion versus duck or whatever he said, but, you know, please make this fight. But it's really not a good sign, man, because Shakur Stevenson this is a situation where Oscar Valdez is, you know, he's got a good reputation. He had a really big win over Miguel Berchelt, right? And he's a guy that is a big draw over there in Arizona and he's getting supported by the WBC, supported by the WBC to the point where the man has enough clout to test positive for a performance enhancing drug and still be allowed to fight. Right. He's definitely one of the guys that Top Rank is promoting, and pushing to be a big name, in the sport. Right. He signed with Eddie Reynoso and that crew. And to get in there with Shakur Stevenson, which is, a southpaw, very slick southpaw that can absolutely make him look terrible, even if he does win. That's the type of fight that is a recipe for a duck. A lot of people would refuse to fight Shakur Stevenson or a guy like that in that situation, or duck a guy like that until it is absolutely positively necessary for him to do it. Like, for example, Shakur Stevenson is the only guy that he can make big money fighting. So, where Oscar Valdez may look at this and say, hey man, if I fight Shakur and lose now, I may never really get to the big money fights because now I got an L sitting on me and a bad L sitting on me on top of that. So, it's just, like I said, the fact that he is not signed for it, and also the way that Oscar Valdez was talking about the fight before it was announced, like, pretty much saying that, he would, it would be a good fight with Shakur Stevenson, but he would probably rather fight Navrati because he thinks Navrati, the guy, I do believe he's the WBO 122. No, he's actually at 126 now, right? The WBO 126 pound for Navrati would be a more exciting fight for the fans. What fans he's talking about, I don't know, because every fan that I know would rather see a really good fight between Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. But, they even slap certain fans of Oscar Valdez, slapping that, Shakur is boring, it won't be an exciting fight. Or that's what Valdez was saying. The fight would be boring, it would be more of a technical fight. And even though I can fight technically, I'd rather fight somebody where, we can really give the fans a show. Code word for, I'd rather fight somebody that I have ability to hit on a regular basis, right? Because what else does that mean? Fights, you want a fight that's more exciting for the fans. So you want a lot of screaming and yelling. You don't want to be chasing a guy around, getting pot shotted and getting counterpunched, right? That's not exciting for the fans. So it's also not exciting for you because you taking all them pot shots and getting slipped and countered and beat up, right? To the people that are fans of Shakur Stevenson, on the other hand, they enjoy watching you miss punches and getting countered and potentially getting knocked out at the end of that fight, which is pretty much what's going to happen to Oscar Valdez if he takes that fight. So, to me, this is hearing Shakur Stevenson say that is bad news to me because I was definitely looking forward to that fight. That was an unexpected gem that was put out there by Bob Arum. Now, if this fight does not take place, also, it may be some truth to the fact that it was just that the word about the fight was just thrown out there because Bob Arum, and Top Rank had been sued by Terrence Crawford for not properly promoting black fighters. So they were going to go out and try to make a fight for Shakur Stevenson, basically a guy that's in the same situation that Terrence Crawford was in, being one of their best fighters and complaining about not getting promoted, right? Putting him in a situation where he gets a real big fight early in his career like they didn't do for Terrence Crawford. But if the guy, even if Bob Arum wants that to happen, but Oscar Valdez doesn't want it to happen, there's only so much he can do about it. But anyway, it's a shame. I hope that they actually make this fight. It is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.